Greece's Air Force has shown strong interest in procuring India's Rudram line of anti-radiation missiles. The missiles have been developed to locate and then destroy enemy radar systems, communication centers, as well as air defense systems, which are key to clearing the skies in any modern-day attack. India's Defense Research and Development Organization has developed the Rudram 1 and Rudram 2 missiles, which are capable of being fired from multiple fighter jets. The weapon is generally used for suppression of enemy air defenses or destruction of enemy air defenses missions, which are extremely important in today's day and age of electronic warfare. India is currently incorporating these missiles into its domestic air force, even on sophisticated fighter jets such as the Rafale, as well as the indigenous Tejas Mk-1A. Now Greece seems set to tread on the same path, a development that would establish India as a world leader in this niche field of aerial warfare. Greece's interest is building when a number of European countries such as France as well as Germany have not been able to perfect their own anti-defense suppression missiles. European NATO member states have relied for years on the American AGM-88 HARM missile, one of the very few that are available on the market. The missile is expensive and its availability is highly subject to US priorities and foreign policy. France and Britain have now collaborated to develop a new similar missile called the MBDA RJ-10, but it won't become usable with France's next generation Rafale F-5 fighters until roughly around 2035, or nearly 10 years from today. Now, Greece's Hellenic Air Force presently uses the United States AGM-88 missile for SEAD operations. But now it's also thinking of Indian missiles such as the Rudram 1 and Rudram 2 as alternate option. According to Defense News report, top Hellenic Air Force officials have already met with Indian Air Force officials to negotiate ways under which the Rudram missile can be installed on their Rafale fighter jets. These talks gained momentum after a deal signed between India and Dassault Aviation, the French aerospace firm that manufactures the Rafale aircraft, on the 28th of April 2025. The deal makes it possible for weapons that are manufactured in India to now be integrated into the French aircraft, paving the way for more smooth cooperation between India and many other countries that operate French jets like the Rafale, and Greece is one of them. But what makes India's Rudram missile special? The Rudram missile family is performance and flexibility oriented. Rudram 1 has a range of 100 to 250 kilometers, while the upgraded Rudram 2 will be able to strike targets at ranges of 300 kilometers. DRDO is also developing the Rudram 3, which will strike targets at a range of up to 550 kilometers, which covers nearly the whole of Pakistan. These missiles are produced locally in India by established defense companies like Bharat Dynamics Limited and Bharat Electronics Limited, as well as Adani Defense and Aerospace. Now, since they are produced locally, India has more control over price and availability, an advantage that could be appealing to foreign buyers and allies like Greece. Cost advantages over Western missiles. Now, the cost of acquiring Rudram missiles is also another major reason why Greece is interested. America's AGM-88 missile was bought by the Netherlands at nearly $2.6 million per missile. In comparison, India's Rudram missile is said to cost around 10 to 15 crore rupees, or approximately $1.2 million to $1.7 million for each missile, significantly lower. For countries like Greece, which want to upgrade their air force without having to sell an arm and a leg, the Rudram family of missiles offer a cheaper, more flexible, and very capable solution. Moreover, as India itself is already fitting these missiles onto its own Rafale and Tejas fighter jets, Greece can also trust the system to be compatible and work as well. Europe's SEAD struggles highlight India's opportunity. France, being the main producer of Rafale fighters, has not had a tailor-made anti-radiation missile since the late 1990s when it retired the AS-37 Martyr. France's Rafale today instead use cruise missiles like the Scalp on some corresponding missions, albeit these are not tailored specifically to SEAD missions. To offset this, France and UK are presently developing the MBDA RJ-10 missile under the Future Cruise Anti-Ship Weapon program. But the new missile will not be available until 2035, when a huge capability deficit in between. Germany, Poland and some other nations also depend on the US-made AGM-88 missile. As these are expensive and only sourced from the United States, many nations are currently looking for alternate missiles. India's Rudram series, offering reliable performance, lower costs and guaranteed availability, is capable of filling this huge gap. French Air Force Lieutenant General Adrien Gourmans echoed this several months ago when he noted at a Paris Defense Forum that SEAD had to be #1 priority for NATO forces. India has already shown that the Rudram missiles can be successfully integrated into sophisticated modern aircraft like the Rafale. This places India ahead of missile systems that are still in progress or yet to be tested with certain type of aircraft. The DRDO is also working on a ground launch version of the Rudram, which can be launched from land-based platforms, further enhancing its utility and market prospects. Have your say. After indigenous weapon systems helped India defeat Pakistan's Chinese military equipment, can India now emerge as a major defense exporting nation? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.